Assalamu alaikum. I'm hopeful that you are doing good. So, I'm going to share my recent experience of RPSGT exam. The good news is that I have recently passed this exam a week ago. So, I thought I should share my experience with you friends, and I will tell you the books and exam preparation techniques. The some of the basic requirements are that you need to have the exposure, practical exposure. Then you would be able to get the uh, letter of recommendation from your uh, sleep specialist or sleep director, who must be holding the American board certification. The next is the uh, BLS or ACLS certificate. You need to have that certificate. And third, you need to pay about 450 US dollar. These are the primary things everyone has to do. The next step is the important step, that is uh, exam preparation. So you need to read selected books for the exam. I will share you my experience, what are the books I used for the exam preparation. So I'll share you four books. The first book is that is Essential of Polysomnography, very important book. And that is latest, the version is also there, that is third third edition is there. That is latest edition. It is about 1700 pages, so you can read that book at least two times. It is very informative book, and you'll be able to get you know everything from A to Z. You would be getting the answers of your every questions. That is very important book, so you first focus on that book. Go through that book at least two times. Then the next is this scattering book. This is a very important book. Also, this has some of the old guidelines, but if you read the previous book Essential, uh, and you have to make the notes, then you would easily recognize the old guidelines in this book. So skip those old guidelines and focus on the other important chapters here, or important informations are there, so you can only focus on those important uh, information regarding the exam. So this is very important book for the exam preparation. Then you need to focus on the RPSGT exam secrets, very important. This is very important, and it would help you a lot regarding exam, and it will give you information related to the exam preparation. So very important. And I must recommend this book, that you need to focus on this book about 2 weeks or 1 week ago of your paper. So read this book at least two times. It is little difficult to understand, but very informative book. So you would be able to uh, have good information regarding the exam after reading this book. The last book, and the very important book, this is American Academy of Sleep Medicine Manual, ASM Manual, very important. And this is the third latest version, 2.6. We have 2.4 as well, but this is the latest version, because only focus on the latest. Because some of the old criteria are mentioned in the previous. So here you would get the new guidelines, latest guidelines for everything. So usually in the paper you would have to choose the latest one. So it is important. 2.6, this is the latest one, so you can focus on this. So this is very important and very, I must say that brief. uh, you would not get the, if you would not focus on the other books and you would not gone through the essential, I think that it is a little difficult to get the answers of your questions from the manual, because this is brief and very short, and you wouldn't be able to understand mm, why this is mentioned, why this criteria is mentioned here. So the answer of why you would be able to get from the essential. So but this is very important. If you gone through the essential, then it would help you a lot for the exam preparation. So very important. All the recommended guidelines here mentioned about titration guidelines, diagnostic guidelines, then other tests, MSLTs, MWT. So their guidelines, everything is mentioned in the book, in this manual. So very important. So these are the some of the books I have shared with you. So you can also use other guidelines or other books, other sources. In the last, I should tell you about a mobile app, that is Quizlet, Quizlet. Because that is very informative. I must say that app, in which you would get lot of MCQs based questions there regarding RPSGT exam preparation. About 1,000 or 1,500 questions are there. So you can read those questions while walking or while sitting on the chair, while doing something else. So that is very important app as well. So you can download that app in your phone, and so these are all things, all the books you need to focus on, and inshallah you will be able to pass the exam. In the next video, inshallah, I would be sharing some of the techniques to solve the paper. What are the techniques you need to focus on while solving the paper, because you have 175 questions and you have 170 minutes. There are scenario based questions, and you have to manage the time to solve the paper within that limited time. Also, I will share some of the questions which I faced in the exam, and their options, but right option you need to choose. Till that, Allah Hafiz.